Sister Wife star MERI BROWN clearly got a PR person, in my opinion, because I'm telling y'all right now, I don't know why MERI BROWN is getting hyped up, pepped up, and why people are cheering her on for the most ridiculous things. Y'all, I'm going to need these people to come to reality, okay? Because I'm going to tell you something. There's a lot of things MERI done that she ain't never, not one time, been held accountable for, nor took accountability for. And if we're over here preaching on accountability, oh, Robin and Cody need to be held accountable. Well, so does MERI. MERI was involved in the catfish situation. MERI was over there with them embarrassing voicemails and graphics of her sucking on a banana, talking about what she would do to somebody. She talking about she loved laying with them and all this other stuff. Child, she didn't have to do all that while she was spiritually, quote-unquote, married. She could have, quote-unquote, spiritually ended her marriage. I'm just saying, my opinion. And before we get any further into this conversation, okay, because it's a whole conversation, I gotta say welcome back to my channel. I don't know how you got here, but I am so glad you're here. If you're new here, I hope you stick around and subscribe. Click that notification bell beside subscribe. Make sure it's set to all so you'll be notified whenever I upload. Let me tell you something. First, before we get into this video, I want to be all serious right now. I know the United States of America is experiencing crazy weather, crazy wildfires in California. I just want to make sure all of you know we're here for y'all over here, okay? I just want y'all to focus on staying safe. Make sure your neighbor is safe. That's all we can do right now. Help each other out, okay? But make sure you good too. All right, let's get into it. This topic of discussion gets so much interaction. We got to talk about it because clearly people want to talk about it and are still interested in it. Because it is still a major topic of discussion, okay? So we're going to talk about it. By the way, thank you for clicking on this video. Do you still think MERI had an affair with the catfish? Considering that Cody had broken up with her and had been abandoned by the time she had the affair. Cody had melted the wedding ring. Cody stopped having all intimacy with MERI. Cody stopped going to MERI's house. Cody divorced her legally. Cody told her he was going to be mean to her for 20 years before even considering working on their marriage. MERI only took part in family events for the cameras based on what they said. I don't see this as MERI having an affair. I see this as MERI accepting reality that Cody broke up with her and she attempted to move on. I think she stayed, quote-unquote, married by name to the public because of the show. Afterwards, when the catfish situation became known, I imagine her religious doctrine upbringing and her mom caused her to feel guilty and think she had made a mistake, a grievous sin and betrayal, and decided to rectify it by staying and suffering so as to repent enough to make amends and be forgiven by Cody and God. What do you think? Well, first off, 207 people had commented by the time of me recording this video, and y'all, OMG, technically, this is what the comments read, technically, and by the way, does this say Cody's ass hat? That is the name of the account. Technically, it was an emotional affair. However, Cody had abandoned MERI at that point. So I don't blame her for wanting to find some love. And Cody sits on the interview chair and claims how MERI would have been out of here if the person was real when he didn't want her and was just as mean to MERI as she was to him. He plays the victim well. Well, I see MERI playing victim too, so let's not just put this on Cooter. I'm just saying, I do. I see MERI. Do you? I do. I see MERI as playing victim. I'm just saying that's my perception from what I see. I bet that he was a lot meaner to her than she was to him. I mean, he originally wanted to get married to Janelle on her birthday. Yeah, I don't blame her for having an affair. Oh, by the way, somebody made a very good point about the Price is Right appearance with Cody and Mary. They said, they brought up the dates, child, and we about to stick around. We going through the dates. The date that Cody and Mary went to the Price is Right was May 5th, 1994. Keep that in mind. Like I said, we're going to go through the timeline here in a minute and find out which wife was having a kid at that time. Mary, it wasn't you, and you was very inconsiderate. I just am laying the facts out there, okay? Because I'm telling you, there's a lot of things these people do off the cameras that's more interesting than what we see them doing on the camera. So that's what we talking about. We talking about these people's real life, okay? Not the sitcom we watching. Alleged sitcom. I think it's a sitcom because it's scripted, and it's like there's so much dramatics in it all. It ain't even half of the shit ain't even believable. I'm sorry, not sorry, but that's my real feelings and emotions. Okay? Technically, yes, but also technically, who cares? At that point, she owed nothing to her enema bag of a husband. Emotional neglect is abuse. He deserved worse. Well, why didn't she just leave? That wasn't an option. Women can't just, be independent and leave. She didn't have to stick around. She made that choice. Again, why is she blaming Cody for every single thing when, girl, you literally are a grown-ass woman and was when you came into the relationship. Okay? We talking about holding people accountable. Let's hold Mary accountable. I'm just saying, we gonna sit here, we gonna be fair. This person said, I think it's hard to define since we would be applying monogamous standards to a polygamous relationship. I'm not saying it didn't cross boundaries, but that doesn't mean it was cheating. Monogamous relationships that go 7+ years without sex means both are going without sex. He was having sex and she wasn't. He was having intimacy and she wasn't. Well, again, she could have left. She didn't have to stick around. I think at that point, she didn't like Cody just as much as he didn't like her, to be honest. I always felt like Mary couldn't bring herself to say it was an affair because she didn't want to lose the entirety of the family. I know a handful of them didn't like her, but they were her family and a massive part of her identity for decades. We heard about Christine's mom being shunned when she left and how Christine didn't have a relationship with her for a while. Makes me wonder if Mary was afraid to lose a connection with her child. I also believe this is why Cody gets so bugged out about Christine and Janelle maintaining a relationship. He assumed Christine would get shunned when she left, and that didn't happen. Because Christine didn't go talk to a church she wasn't even affiliated with. Mary was the one that went and talked to a church she wasn't affiliated with. She didn't go talk to that church when the catfish situation went down. Whoop. Guess she didn't think she was sitting there, huh? Whoop. I did think she was emotionally inappropriate, emotional cheating, until I found out they not had sex in 7 to 10. Again, it's like these people. Anyway, I realized then that he had abandoned her legally. And is this all we're going to read is poor Mary? Yes, and so did Cody and Robin. Started dating, got physically. Again, can't have an affair when you're not in a relationship. Mary didn't have an affair. Y'all, I have completely different opinions on this, and that's okay too. This person said it wasn't a affair. I get it, but it doesn't change what it was. This person said, yep, she considered herself legally married to, not legally, sorry, I threw that in, my bad. Yep, she considered herself married to Cody Steele. If she wanted to be with someone else, she should have ended her marriage. I get all of the context to the situation, but she should have left him before it got too far. Point blank, period. That's where we're going to stop reading these comments, because that's what I think. Seriously. And that's with anybody. I don't give a rip who you are, if you're on TV or not. And that's the advice you would give to any normal human being. I guarantee you. You can't tell me You would look at somebody and say, yeah, go ahead and go cheat, instead of just ending it. You can't tell me you would give somebody that advice. So let's not praise Mary for doing it. By all means, do not praise somebody for having an emotional affair and then blaming the are we serious right now? What if the shoe was on the other foot? I just cannot. Nope, I'm not doing it. Not today. Not today. But you know what I hope you do? I hope you click that subscribe button. If you have not already, I hope you hit that subscribe button so fast. I also hope you hit that notification bell located beside subscribe. Make sure it's set to all. That way you'll be notified whenever I upload. Guess what? Brand new episode. That's right. Brand spanking new episode of Sister Wives airs tomorrow night. That is Sunday night. Exclusively on TLC at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Set your DVRs and mark your calendars. I love you so much for watching. I will see you in my next video or in the comments below.